Greetings to readers, viewers, and listeners, and happy Easter to all who celebrate as I do a special live edition of the annual Lenten tradition known as Letters for Lent. As with all these videos, um, as with all these videos this year, these videos will be dedicated to the memory of the late great Joseph Sr., a wonderful mentor and a hero that passed away. And I think I would be the first to say that he would really like this whole season of Lent, of Lent, but also this because of Easter Sunday being today. He was always someone, and I'm sure we've all had these people before too, who people always look at us and say that we feel better after hearing you. We feel better after talking to you. We feel better after listening to what you have to say or hearing what we have to say. And it's something that really has inspired me to do these videos. Um, I can honestly say when it comes to I feel like Joe Senior would be very proud of me for the videos I've been doing. I've always wanted to make sure I do so in his memory, just like I suspect the disciples and those who followed the Lord wanted to follow in his footsteps after hearing that he had died and risen. Um, it's kind of this whole situation of thinking that you're not worthy, but you are. I want to repeat that again. You may feel like you're not worthy, but you are. Um, I'll give myself as an example. I mean, I know that I am not exactly the most confident person to ever grace YouTube, but I also want to make sure that I shine the light of Christ in my life and in the life of everyone that looks at me. People might look at me and think that I'm doing it just for prestige and all that stuff. That's not the case at all. I want to be able to make sure that I live a life worthy of Christ Himself. Um, for me, that means that I'm very humble, maybe to a fault. Maybe that means that I'm a little bit stubborn, and maybe it means uh, all all the things I feel like are bad are things of God too, because He always wants to make me better. But I also look at the good things that's gone to me, like with the darkness that I daily wrestle with, and I do wrestle with it. I always like to make sure to think of what I've been doing that's been good for the community, what's been good for me, and what's been good for my family too. I've always felt like I wanted to be able to make sure that my creativity, my versatility, my intelligence, my attention to detail as an autistic individual definitely shines through. Pun intended. Um, and I want to just ask all of you for all. I want to just, I maybe more of a question more than anything else, but I want to just leave you with this thought as we have two more episodes to go before we conclude Letters from Lent this year. I want to ask you this: what are the bad things that are going on in your life? What are the things that you feel are overwhelming? What are the things you feel like are just too much for you to handle? Maybe something that you need support in. Maybe something you need help in other ways. Maybe those things that other people look at you as having a bad problem, it might be a them problem rather than a you problem. Um, just things of that nature. What are the dark things that you have in your life? What are the demons that you always deal with in your life? And then realize that all those demons, all those sins, all those feelings of unworthiness make make it possible for God to look at you and say that even though you may feel unworthy, you are worthy. That you are that you mean something. That that your life, your struggles can mean a lot for anyone that might see you and want to make sure that they feel like they can like you can shine light to those people even as even in the best of your abilities. I'll be the first one to say that I always wanted to feel that I always felt like I didn't do great enough, that I didn't feel good enough, that I wasn't strong enough. I kind of feel like Captain Jean-Luc Picard in Star Trek: The Next Generation after he was assimilated by the Borg and had to come back into the real world, or like 7 and 9 in Star Trek Voyager, how they fought back against insurmountable odds, not only to reclaim their humanity, but become better people than they are. And that's what God can do for us. That's what God can do for us. He can take us he can take us from the feelings of unworthiness and make us feel like we are worthy. He's done the same thing in my life, and I'm sure he can do the same thing in yours. That doesn't exactly mean that it's not hard. It's definitely hard. And it forces you to confront the hard truths in your life and the harsh realities that you daily deal with. And some of that can be a little bit frightening, some of that can be a little bit disheartening, but I promise you, whatever's going on in your life, you are worthy. That you are worth it. Because God feels the same way about you. Um, if you like these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. And please check me out here on the Autistic Super channel on YouTube. And you can check me out on the autisticsuperblog.wordpress.com and Facebook, X, all that good stuff. I hope you all have a great Easter. Like I said before, we have 2 more episodes before we conclude this season, this series. But I want to just say, be light to everyone else. Know that you are worthy. Stay safe, stay strong. God bless you all, and as always, shine on.